She kissed him in my car. The one I bought with every drop of blood, sweat, and sleep I ever lost. And she thought it was his. I wasn't supposed to be there. I wasn't supposed to see it. But I was. Wedged between the back fence of the school parking lot and a stack of gym mats I'd hidden behind in a moment of reckless impulse. I watched through the tinted glass as the girl I loved, the girl I was planning to propose to after graduation, tilted her head back, laughed like she used to with me, and kissed the school hunk. In my car. A matte black 2020 Mustang GT. Turbocharged. My dream since I was 13. I've worked 3 jobs. Delivered pizzas in thunderstorms. Woke up at 4 a.m. to mop floors. Skipped college parties. Skipped sleep. Sacrificed everything. And now it sat there beaming like a prize she thought someone else had earned. Her name was Alina. Gorgeous, magnetic, and smart enough to twist the truth like origami. And the guy? Rayan Malik, the school's golden boy. 6-pack abs, killer smile, captain of the football team, and the same guy who once laughed at my shoes and called me peasant wheels in front of half the class. Now she was calling him babe. Now she was kissing him in the front seat of my car. And I finally understood. She never loved me. She loved the life I was about to build. And she thought Rayan was the one driving it. What Alina didn't know was that I'd handed Rayan the keys. That he and I had made a deal. That this was just the start of something darker. My heart cracked. My hands clenched. My chest burned. But I didn't run. I didn't scream. I watched. I listened. I waited. Because betrayal is a fire, and revenge is gasoline. And I was done being the good guy. Have you ever met someone so perfect, they almost feel designed for you? That was Alina. We met freshman year in chemistry class. I was the quiet scholarship kid in the back row who couldn't afford lunch half the time. She was the effortlessly glowing girl everyone wanted to know but. She smiled at me. Said she liked how I took notes like I was decoding secrets. Said I was different. Said I made her feel seen. And for a while, I believed it. Alina wasn't just my girlfriend. She was my dream. The kind of girl who'd walk into a room and silence it. Who could cry watching a dog commercial 1 second and destroy someone with a single sentence the next. She had this switch inside her sweet to savage in a blink. But with me, she was soft. Vulnerable. Or so I thought. We dated all through high school. 4 years. I skipped parties. She said she didn't care for them. I worked nights. She said she admired my hustle. I gave her rides in my beat-up scooter when others offered Mercedes rides, and she laughed like we were in a movie. But something changed when I finally bought the car. I still remember the night I surprised her with it. Midnight. School parking lot. Her birthday. Her eyes widened. Whose car is this? I said, ours. She kissed me so hard, I thought my chest would crack. But now, looking back, I realized she never once asked how I got it. Just assumed I'd won the lottery or finally became the man she wanted me to be. Enter Rayan Malik. Rayan had everything I didn't. Money, muscles, followers, fame. He was the kind of guy who drove fast, talked loud, and lived like nothing could touch him. His family owned 3 car dealerships. Mine barely owned a fridge. He'd never looked twice at Alina. Not until I bought the Mustang. Then, suddenly, she was on his radar. And he was on hers. At first I noticed little things. Alina wore lip gloss to school when she never did. Laughing at jokes that weren't funny. Keeping her phone face down during lunch. Saying she was studying late even though her grades were dropping. I wanted to believe she was just stressed, that things would settle, but something in me knew. The silences between us grew longer. Her texts shorter. And then that day, that kiss. In my car. But what no one knew, not Alina, not Rayan, was that Rayan and I had history. A very different history. See, 2 years ago, during a school fundraiser, I caught Rayan cheating on a scholarship test and covered for him. He never forgot that. Maybe it was guilt. Or maybe he just wanted to feel like he owed me. But this year, when I asked him for help with a little social experiment, he said yes. I told him, flirt with her. See how she reacts. He smirked. If I steal your girl, you owe me lunch. I said, if you steal my girl, I'll owe you more than that. Of course, I didn't expect it to actually work or that she'd fold this fast. She didn't even hesitate. The plan had started as a test. Now, it felt like a eulogy. And yet, as much as it shattered me, it also sharpened me. Because now, I had something I didn't before. Proof she was a gold digger. Proof she wanted status, not love. Proof she was willing to betray me the moment a better offer appeared. But if she thought Rayon was the upgrade, she hadn't seen my next move. Because I wasn't done. Not yet. Rayon thought he was playing a prank. But I had plans for both of them. Big ones. You let him kiss me? She screamed. No, I whispered, meeting her eyes. You let yourself forget who bought the car. It happened 3 days after the parking lot kiss. I hadn't said a word to her. Not a text. Not a call. Not a passive-aggressive story post. Radio silence. Let her sweat. Let her wonder. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I started pulling strings. Rayon and I met in the back gym locker room after practice neutral ground. He grinned as he walked in, tossing his towel over a bench. She's into me. Like, seriously. You sure you want to keep going with this? I nodded. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't hold back. Let's see how far she'll go. He raised an eyebrow. Dude, if she sleeps with me, you're not going to throw a punch, are you? No, I said coldly. If she sleeps with you, I'll throw a funeral. He blinked. I walked out. The next morning, I showed up at school in my usual hoodie and worn-down sneakers, like nothing had changed, like my world hadn't been sliced open. Alina caught me by the lockers. Her mascara was perfect. Too perfect. Hey, she said, playing it casual. You've been distant. Busy, I said. You know. Work, school, life. She gave a soft pout and touched my arm. You know you can talk to me about anything, right? I almost laughed. I almost told her then and there, but I didn't. Instead, I nodded. Let's catch up tonight. Come by my place at 7. She smiled like she'd won something. Sure, babe. That night, I had it all prepared. 2 hidden cameras in my room. One beneath the lamp, one disguised as a smoke detector. The audio mic was under the coffee mug. She showed up in a red dress, the same one she wore to the fall dance where we had our first kiss. It was nostalgic, poisonously so. We sat. She talked. She asked questions. She even pretended to be curious about my job again. Then I asked a real question. So, I said, sipping my water, what do you think of Rayon Malik? She flinched. Just slightly. Enough. Him? She said, laughing nervously. Come on, babe. You know he's all looks and no brains. You sure? He told me he likes you. A lot. Silence. Then she said something that chilled me to the bone. I mean, he's fun to talk to, but I'd never date him. He's not serious like you. Liar. Pathological. Manipulative. Golden-tongued liar. I nodded slowly, then reached into the drawer and pulled out a key. This is yours? I asked. She blinked. Yeah, it's the Mustang key. Wrong, I said, tossing it on the table. It's his. Or at least, that's what you thought when you kissed him in the front seat. She froze. Like her soul had been yanked from her skin. You saw that? I nodded. How? I was in the trunk. Her jaw dropped. Her lips parted but no sound came out. You told him it was his car, I continued. You asked if it came with heated seats and heated beds. You said I was just a friend. I know it wasn't like that, stop lying. Alina, I have it on video. Not just from the trunk cam, but from the school's backlot camera. The mic in the bumper caught everything. Tears welled in her eyes. Or maybe they were just part of the act. You set me up? No. You failed the test. I gave you everything. Loyalty, time, love. And the moment a better package came along, you folded like paper. She started crying. Loud, dramatic, desperate. You don't understand, okay? I didn't mean it. I thought he had money. And you thought he had money. You thought he owned my life. You betrayed me for something you didn't even know was real. Silence. Then I dropped the next bomb. Rayon knew the whole time. Her breath hitched. I asked him to test you. He played along. You failed. Hard. She stared at me. So what now? You broke up with me? Humiliate me? No, I said, standing. I just wanted you to know what it feels like to be watched, judged, and betrayed. I walked to the door. I opened it. You can go now. We're done. She didn't move. So I said it again. Louder. Get out. She stood slowly, face pale, mascara running. Walked out without a word. I shut the door behind her. Then I turned to the camera light blinking red in the corner and smiled. Because this was just Act 1. She betrayed me for status, but Rayon, he betrayed me for sport. The morning after Alina stormed out, I expected silence, maybe gossip, maybe a whisper in the hallway about how I dumped her. What I didn't expect was a full-blown school scandal. It started with a viral clip. Someone had leaked the my footage. The trunk came. The kiss. Her voice called me just a backup. Even her flirtatious whisper, I bet this baby's got more horsepower than your friend ever will. It spread like wildfire. Within hours, the entire senior class had seen it. Some people laughed. Some cringed. Some asked me if it was fake. I said nothing. But Alina? She didn't stay quiet. She came for blood. It started with a post on her private Finsta. Men are disgusting. You trust them, love them, and they trap you like monsters. She painted herself as a victim of emotional manipulation. Said I set her up. Said I abused her trust. Said I collaborated with toxic jocks to ruin her life. Some people believed her. Some didn't. But the real twist? Rayon reposted it. I stared at his story for a full minute. Alina deserves better. What happened was sick. I had no idea it was a setup. He knew it wasn't true. We planned this together. I texted him, "What the hell?" No reply. I called, straight to voicemail. By lunch, it hit me. I'd been playing. Rayon had flipped. Hard. He'd used me to get her and now he was using her to look like a white knight. The golden boy had rebranded himself from predator to protector and left me holding the grenade. I felt the school turning against me. People whisper. Girls glaring. Teachers giving awkward smiles. I wasn't the betrayed victim anymore, I was the villain. And that's when the final twist dropped. I was called into the principal's office. 3 people were waiting inside. The principal, the school counselor, and a cop. Apparently, Alina had filed a complaint. Said I'd been filming her without consent. Said I had a history of controlling behavior. Claimed she feared for her safety. My hands went cold. My breath caught. I defended myself. Showed texts. I proved it was my car. Told them the cameras were security, not voyeurism. That she entered willingly. That I had audio of her flirting, lying, and laughing. But the damage was done. The cop said, no charges for now. But I'd been flagged, warned, monitored. One more incident, and they'd escalate it. I walked out of that room feeling like I was carrying a ticking bomb. I had lost everything. The girl. The truth. My reputation. My plan. Worse? Rayon and Alina were now officially dating. Publicly. Posting. Smiling. Tagging locations in my car, yes. Still my car like they owned it. I texted him again. You're driving my car like it's yours. That wasn't part of the deal. He replied 2 words. Prove it. That night, I sat alone in the garage, staring at the Mustang. My pride. My pain. My proof of everything I'd earned. I had thought betrayal was a one-time wound, but it bled in stages. First, love. Then trust. Now dignity. But it wasn't done yet. I started digging deeper. I pulled up old texts, old group chats, photos, voicemails. And that's when I found an old screenshot Rayon had sent me last semester, a picture of Alina in his bedroom, dated 2 months before the kiss. They'd been talking maybe morelong before I ever gave him the green light. That meant the test wasn't a setup. It was a trap. They had played me. From the beginning. Rayon never owed me anything. Alina never loved me. They were already seeing each other. And I was just a stepping stone. That realization shattered what little was left of me. But in the pieces I found clarity. This wasn't just about revenge anymore. It was about rewriting the story they thought they controlled. I spent the next 2 nights building a digital dossier. Every text. Every voice note. Every lie. I went through my cloud storage, old backups, even security footage from my dad's house. I found what I needed. Rayon bragged about taking her for a spin before her loser boyfriend even knew. Alina joked that she'd pretend to cry if things got out. Even screenshots of their messages mocking me. It wasn't just betrayal. It was a character assassination. And I was about to resurrect. The final straw came when I walked into school Monday morning and found my locker spray painted. Pervert, control freak, trash. That's when I decided, no more silence. No more hesitation. If they wanted to make this public, they were about to regret ever going viral. They killed my character in public, so I buried theirs in truth. You can only be stabbed in the back so many times before you stop turning around. After the locker graffiti, I knew subtlety was dead. They wanted war? I'd give them one measured, methodical, and irreversible. But not with fists. With evidence. With exposure. With everything they valued: image, popularity, influence turned against them. I didn't want them to cry. I wanted them to collapse. I knew Alina and Rayon had one fatal flaw. They didn't fully trust each other. For all their smug Instagram posts and power couple captions, there were cracks. I just had to exploit them. I created a fake account at Truth, unfiltered with, a profile that looked like a whistleblower. No profile pic. No bio. Just a bold message. If you're hiding something, this page will find it. Then I uploaded the first drop. A voice memo of Rayon saying, "She's just a fun ride, man. Alina thinks she's a queen, but she's just a placeholder until I graduate." No names. Just the voice. The tone. The context. It was enough. The post got shared within minutes. The caption? "The king talks like this behind the queen's back. #trust no one." I followed up the next day with more. Screenshots of Rayon texting another girl. Flirty snaps. Snap map check-ins near hotels during the time he claimed to be with Alina. And then I waited. Within 48 hours, Alina's story posts changed. Fewer hearts. More loyalty is rarer quotes. I could see it unraveling. I wasn't done. I posted a photo of the Mustang's ownership papers blurred enough to hide the details, but clear enough to show the name on the document was mine. Caption, "Who's driving whose dream now?" That one hurt him. Rayon DM'd the account in rage. "You think you're smart? Keep hiding, coward. I'll find you." I replied simply, "You already did. You just forgot who let you in." I planned a final blow for the school's biggest night senior awards gala. Everyone would be there. Parents, teachers, students, even the press for local scholarship spotlights. Rayon was nominated for Student of the Year. Alina? Hosting the stage. I'd asked for one thing when I handed over the tech for the event 2 weeks prior. Let me handle the slideshow. They didn't question it. I'd always been the quiet, reliable kid who fixed projectors and ran cables. Perfect. I edited the video to start normally smiling faces, sports highlights, music, memories. The crowd laughed and clapped. Nostalgia filled the auditorium like warm air. Then the screen flickered. The music cut. The lights dimmed as planned. And the voiceover started. "Not all stars shine from the front. Some shine brightest in the shadows, watching, recording, remembering. The first clip rolled, Alina, in the car, whispering, "I bet he's dumb enough to think I'm still loyal." The crowd gasped. Next, Rayon's message to his friend. "She's hot, but come on, she's clinging like she owns me." Then, the kiss. The Mustang. The betrayal. Her voice. "He's just a friend with a wallet." And finally, a black screen. A name faded in, the real owner of the car. My name. The lights came back on. Silence hung like a guillotine. Then the crowd exploded, gasps, murmurs, camera flashes. Rayon stood frozen, jaw clenched. Alina covered her mouth, mascara already streaking. I walked onto the stage. Not invited. Not stopped. I took the mic. "I didn't want revenge," I said. "I wanted the truth. But some people don't just steal hearts. They steal reputations. And they think they can lie, cheat, and walk away clean." I looked at both of them. "You forgot who built the stage you're standing on." I dropped the mic. I walked out. And this time they didn't follow. Rayon lost his Student of the Year award. His scholarship came under review after screenshots of his academic dishonesty resurfaced courtesy of another anonymous drop. Alina's social media turned into a battlefield. Half the school unfollowed her. Brands she'd been hoping to collaborate with ghosted her. Word got out about her manipulating teachers for better grades. Teachers started double-checking her work. They didn't just fall. They imploded. I went quiet again. Deleted my socials. Focused on my side business, custom car detailing. Clients doubled overnight. Turns out people love an underdog. The Mustang? I had it wrapped in jet black with blood-red rims. They called it the Widowmaker because it had buried 2 reputations in one night. Rayon tried reaching out once. Texted, "You went too far." I replied, "You went first." Alina called from an unknown number weeks later. I answered, just to hear it. She didn't apologize. She begged. Said she missed me. Said she made a mistake. Said she didn't know what she was doing. I listened. Let her talk. Then I said, "You kissed him in my car, remember?" And I hung up. Maybe not. But peace? Yeah. Finally, because the people who tried to ruin me had built their power on illusions. And I shattered all of them. With truth. With patience. With a mind sharper than any lie they could tell. They thought they broke me. But all they did was set the fuse. They wrecked my name. So I rebuilt it into something they could never touch again. It's funny how quickly things change once you stop begging to be understood. After the senior gala, the rumors didn't just die, they turned into warnings. Don't mess with him. He's not what he seems. He's the guy who made the queen fall and the king disappear. Careful, he records everything. I didn't need to defend myself anymore. My silence became my weapon. My story? A legend. Rayon transferred schools before graduation. Said it was for better athletic opportunities. The truth? His sponsors pulled out. His reputation was radioactive. People whispered when he walked past. He hated whispers. Alina stayed, but barely. Every hallway felt colder. Her friends? Gone. Her brand deals? Ghosted. She applied for a social media internship, denied. Someone had anonymously sent them the clip. She still posts selfies. Still writes captions about strength and survival. But I see through it. You don't survive betrayal like that without carrying scars. The difference is mine healed. Hers are still bleeding. As for me, I stopped being the background character. I took what I learned, every betrayal, every manipulation, every fake smile, and poured it into something real. By the time graduation rolled around, I had already launched my YouTube channel. Episode 1? I lent my car to a friend. My girlfriend kissed him in it. 5 million views in a week. The comments were brutal, supportive, addicted. People begged for more, so I gave them more. Episode 2, she said I was just a friend, so I sent her flowers from another guy. Episode 3, He said he was at the gym, so we followed him with a drone. Now I have subscribers, sponsors, influence. But more than that, I had control. I wasn't just the boy with a car. I was the boy who saw through the mask and filmed the truth. And if you're wondering whether I still believe in love, I do. But not the kind that needs to be tested. Not the kind that crumbles when someone richer or smoother walks in. Not the kind that calls you just a friend behind your back. No, I'm sating my heart for someone who doesn't flinch when the engine stalls. Who doesn't care who owns the car, but who stays because of the driver. And when I find her, no games, no tests, no cameras, just the truth. But until then, let the liars sweat. Let the cheaters spin their stories. I'll be here, watching, listening, and when the next betrayal hits, I'll be ready to expose it.